Let's say the Tea app started with good intentions. They wanted to make a safe space for women. But safety isn't a marketing slogan. Safety is in the architecture. If you're building a platform that's going to connect names, faces, intimate relationship details, private accusations, that is a huge target. Hackers, abusers, trolls, lawyers, they're going to come for that. And so when the Tea app was hacked, all of these women's data was just dumped into the internet. That's not a safe space. That's the burn book in a cloud. Real safety networks for women need to be local, physical, small. How can it ever be safe when you've above 10,000 people on the platform? You need people that you can trust, that you can turn to when you need help. A random person on a massive platform, that's not safety. The local London Discord for women's aid. If there isn't one, there should be. But that's where you can get help. Oh, I am also in Islington, or I am also in Pimlico. And we are also humans that live in shared spaces that can be verified. And know that, like, don't tell me your story on this app. I'll come and meet you for coffee. Or here's where you go to the victim's aid shelter. Or let's take this offline. Let's bring it into a closed space. The app is not holding all of this data and encouraging you to spill the tea for everybody else's entertainment. That's the difference. This app was collecting mountains of personal data on women who were vulnerable and lured into a sense of safety and camaraderie, which was false. They didn't actually know each other or trust each other. Even the women giving each other advice were from all over the country. Support networks focus on things that offer support. Did that Tea app have a directory of safe houses or safe numbers or emergency helpline? No, it was about drama. A safe space isn't where you talk, it's where you can go, where people will listen. And what happens to your words after you say them? If you show up needing help at a police station or a psychologist, those notes are confidential. If you go to the Tea app, it's game on for any frat bro that wants to hack it. My best advice to women is never share anything on any platform that you would not say publicly. No matter what he did to you, get out of it, get away from it, get the help, get the healing. It is so not helpful or healing to a woman in a bad situation to be using that for attention, telling your story to people on the internet. That's toxic. The issue with any kind of app like this is that a lot of these apps rely on data collection to make their money. So how can it ever be safe? Safety would be a Signal or encrypted WhatsApp group, a small group of the people near you physically, where you can share real-time safety updates and get transport support out of there if you need it. And then the behavior. If you're going to start a women's safety network, don't design it so that the only bonding experience between these women is to shit on their exes or the people who are abusing them. You need structures to allow for mutual aid, emergency support, legal aid, helping people travel safely at night, volunteer ride shares, volunteer walk you home people. They have that in, like, is it Norway? Denmark? Literally, there's like people go out in high-vis vests when the pubs are emptying to like make sure people are okay. You could have community self-defense workshops. I'm actually thinking about that for my own community at the moment. That's a cool idea. First aid training, legal rights education. These are all things that are already being organised all over the place by feminist collectives and activist networks. People are breaking their backs trying to give peer-to-peer harassment training and teach you how to de-escalate tension with absurd alt-right men. They don't get talked about. How many people actually used this Tea app? 4.6 million users. In contrast, Fight Like a Girl Global has been operating since 2013 and delivered 50 workshops to more than 1,000 women. That imbalance is stark. Legitimate, grassroots, safe programs designed by professionals may only reach a dozen people, whereas the Tea app had numbers in the millions. Scale without security is incredibly dangerous. With that scale, the scale alone makes it not safe because it's no longer peer-led, intimate or empathic. It can't be at the scale of that kind of centralised app. I asked the internet, was anybody in the T app involved in any kind of professional safety for women? No. The app was founded by Sean Cook, previously of Salesforce. It focused heavily on AI tools, alarm bell, all reporting of the data breach and security fails. Zero in on its poor infrastructure, unsecured database and lack of encryption. This thing didn't even have encryption. You were safer in a WhatsApp group. Like genuinely way safer in a WhatsApp group. What does that say about the psychology of women in America? They're not going to harassment seminars. They're not showing up at self-defense workshops. They're not trying to organise mutual aid networks among the community. But 4.6 million of them downloaded an app that was designed to let you shit on men. That is instant gratification. The T app was gamified to keep your attention. These women got validation and likes and social status based on their trauma. Like points for you if you've been badly abused. What? To run a mutual aid network or a driver sharing network or keep people safe in an encrypted WhatsApp or show up to walk somebody home. That takes actual effort. You have to get off your ass and get involved. Social media dynamics are rewarding that emotional release because it's spectacle. And the idea of online disclosure as activism is now normalized. Women are told that sharing your story is empowering. Not necessarily. Telling your story to empower is what's empowering. So when you train together and you pool resources and you get up and share your story in a community hall. The biggest fear about this app is how fast it is. In a traditional setting, you experience your trauma. You hopefully get away from that. You reflect on it. You maybe get professional help. And when you're ready, you consider maybe getting up and telling your story. But that is always a very, very brave thing to do. And it comes with consideration. And it comes when you're ready to tell your story. For these women, they may still be in the violence. And they're venting. And they're naming their abusers. And they're mocking bad men. And they're getting immediate emotional catharsis from this. And the app knows that. And it's designed to tap into that so that you will stay on it. Stay on this platform. That's incredibly toxic. A lot of women genuinely do not know where to find local feminist collectives or mutual aid or safety training. And instead of creating tech that fills those gaps and brings your awareness, grassroots rarely have the budgets for slick UX. Know that the loudest, most convenient option is rarely the safest. If you're in London, I can only speak for where I am. But if you are in London and you need help, Sister Courage does women's self-defense. Southall Black Sisters gives legal advocacy and domestic violence support. Solace Women's Aid is offering shelters, community outreach and peer training. It gave me Brighton, it's not London, but Brighton, What Up, the Brighton Women's Centre. These are just random examples. There exist networks across the country and every country. Mutual aid programs will never succeed if their sticking glue is gossip. Replace the buzz of gossip with the buzz of belonging to something. You have to put the effort in. The first time you show up at a space like that, you might feel incredibly nervous and you'll have to force yourself to go back next week. But if you go for 3-6 months, you have for life a huge network of genuine support and you are safe no matter what relationships do to you. You have to work to build community. The platforms sell you convenience.